Welcome back guys, it's Janine here from Janine's Gluten-Free Kitchen, where we dedicate all our recipes to gluten and dairy free, refined sugar free, sometimes paleo, sometimes keto, always delicious. Today we're going to be making an almond butter recipe in a blender, and it is real easy, so stick around, you will love this recipe. So guys, almond butter recipe in blender. We are using today some slivered almonds, and the reason why I'm using slivered almonds over whole almonds is because they've already been peeled, so it gives a better almond butter at the end if you don't have the peel. However, you can very easily get regular almonds, soak them for about half an hour to an hour, and then peel them just by rubbing the skin off. It's a little bit extra work, but it gives a much better product to your almond butter if you can get rid of the skin. It takes away the bitterness and takes away those byproducts which are actually not good for your gut. So the other thing to note is that if you use a whole almond, you're going to get a lot more oil content, and so your almond butter will be oilier. When you use the slivers, it dries them out a little bit more, and they are a little bit drier when you blend. So it is important to have some oil on the side to bring the oil level up, and you'll see what happens. So these are some slivered almonds which we've roasted earlier. We've just popped them onto a tray and put them in the oven until lightly golden. Be careful, they don't take long to roast. It doesn't need long at all. And we're just going to put those in the blender now. Just going to do it the easy way. There we go. Get it in the tray. And let's give this a blend. Now, you will notice as I start this that it will become a meal very quickly, but it doesn't quite catch until we start to add the oil. I'm using avocado oil, but you want to use a nice light oil. You could use a very light olive oil, you could use almond oil, you could use macadamia oil. Let's get that going. So that's only been going for a couple of minutes, and you can see that it gets like a biscuit crumb is the texture that best describes it. And it's not going to come together much more than that when it is the slivered almonds, because it is a bit drier. There's a little bit of oil, don't get me wrong, there is some, but just not a lot. So we're going to put that back on, and I'm going to drizzle some oil in. Now the thing about this recipe is I'm not giving you quantities, because I want you can make as much or as little as you want, and you're really going for a visual as far as the texture of almond butter. So you just keep watching it. I'm going to put it on now for at least another 3 minutes before I decide how much oil I'm going to put in, because you can, if you go in too early, I guarantee you it'll be too oily. So let's let that run. The natural progression of the almond butter as you're blending it is it goes from that breadcrumb kind of biscuit crumb texture. It starts to clump a little bit, and then it becomes a big ball, and then what you'll find is the longer you mix it, the ball will start to disintegrate and it'll become the butter. That's fantastic. It's already becoming the butter. At this point, I would recommend that you have a little taste and see what kind of texture you would like it to be. If you want it super thick and quite, claggy on the mouth, or if you want it a bit oilier and runnier. Damn, that's good. Young mellow. For me, it's not quite fine enough. I like my nut butter smooth. It's got a slightly crunchy taste. I'm gonna run it for a little bit longer. Oh, look at that. Yummo. You can see how much more runny it is. The longer you leave it, the runnier it becomes, because basically what you're doing is grinding the nuts into a much finer paste. Yummy. All right, that looks good. If you want a thicker paste, just be careful you don't over add too much oil. But that is looking pretty good. Pop it in a nice clean jar, and it doesn't need refrigerating. It can go in your pantry. Would love to hear from you how you enjoy eating your almond butter. In our house, we have one person who likes to eat it on celery. I like to have it in wraps with strawberries. That's pretty good. Sometimes we make them into keto fat bombs. Fantastic. If you are interested in that keto fat bomb, there's the recipe for you. Ooh, that is a very full jar. Yum. Now the beauty of this recipe is you can make any nut butter in this way. Look at that. Some other really delicious nut butters we've made are almonds and pistachio nuts. That was really good. We have made sunflower butter in the same way. We've made mixed seed butter. Same thing, you just roast your seeds and mix it until you get the right consistency. We've also made macadamia almond butter, and just a heads up with that though, macadamias have so much oil that you do not need to add any extra oil. Oh, and we've also made pecan butter. That was really good. So that's almond butter recipe in the blender. All our housemates are going to enjoy this. I don't eat too much of it myself, but I can guarantee you in this house it will be demolished within a week. What else is there to say? Subscribe, hit the bell, like and comment, and we'll see you next time. Are you ready? Today we are going to be making where we make things all stop it. Testing. Hello everybody. Send us a you know what? Just leave it at that. No, from the beginning, really. We hope to hear from you. Oh man. I guess that's a wrap.